And I will say Meghan is a pretty good liar because, like all of her interviews, and you know I just use that L word now, lies, lies, lies everywhere. Oh, a lot of us. I mean, firstly, Tash, before we get to that, I'm just going to say it. Poor Archie. Archie so desperately needs to be in the UK with his cousins because don't you just get the sense that Meghan is not going to be happy unless this prince ends up a non-binary with a tongue piercing and purple hair?
Every so often, the Meghan Markle drama takes another wild turn, and even longtime royal watchers stop and stare. It's not because people are shocked anymore. It's because the timing always feels way too perfect, way too planned, and impossible to ignore. At the same time Prince Louis turned 7, the Prince and Princess of Wales dropped sweet new photos from the Norfolk countryside. Louis was laughing, sitting on a log, showing off his gap-toothed smile like a regular happy kid. Fans everywhere loved it. Social media blew up with comments about how grown-up he looked and how much he resembled Prince William. But almost instantly, Meghan Markle stepped onto a stage in New York and pulled attention right back to herself. That move sparked heavy backlash from royal commentators and insiders who said the timing looked calculated. Her half-sister, Samantha Markle, says this is part of a pattern she's noticed for years. She believes none of it was accidental, and the latest moment only added more heat to the ongoing royal drama. When you line up the timing, the public statements, and all the contradictions, the situation starts looking seriously suspicious. And this story goes way deeper than just a missing tooth. For years, Princess Catherine has shared birthday photos of her children, and people absolutely love the tradition. Fans wait for the pictures every single year. Newspapers cover them fast, and social media lights up almost instantly. On Prince Louis' 7th birthday, Catherine released another warm family photo from Norfolk. Louis wore a blue check shirt, sat on a log, and flashed a huge gap-toothed smile that had everyone talking. The pictures felt natural, happy, and full of real childhood energy. Within minutes, the photos spread everywhere online, with royal fans and reporters praising how sweet and genuine the moment looked. It was supposed to be Prince Louis' special moment. But that same morning, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry showed up in New York for the Time 100 Summit, one of the biggest events for celebrities, business leaders, and political figures. Yes, Meghan had reportedly been booked for the event weeks earlier. Supporters say the date was already locked in. But critics quickly questioned how someone with such a strong PR team could miss the fact that it landed on Louis' birthday. Meghan knows exactly how media attention works. After years in the spotlight, she understands timing better than most public figures. That's why the overlap instantly got people talking online.
If he was ever worried about being the spare within the royal family, then just take a look at his face here. As he arrived at the Time event where he was playing second fiddle as ever to his wife, that's the look on his face when he comes to the understanding that he's not going to get any special treatment now that he's simply a little bit of royal arm candy for Ms. Markle. He is probably more unhappy than he has ever been in his life.
She arrived wearing a tan linen suit and white shirt, looking polished and camera-ready, while Harry stayed close beside her. Cameras followed every move as headlines split between Prince Louis' sweet birthday photos in Norfolk and the Sussexes arriving in Manhattan. Then Meghan stepped onto the stage, and the attention quickly shifted away from the royal birthday buzz. During the Time 100 Summit, Meghan Markle sat down with Time's CEO and quickly turned the conversation personal, just like she often does in interviews. Asked to share a confession tied to her podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, Meghan smiled and said she was the happiest she has ever been. The crowd applauded. But online, royal watchers instantly started comparing that statement to her past interviews. People pointed out how huge that claim sounded. Happier than her royal wedding? Happier than becoming a mother? That alone sparked major debate across social media. Critics also brought up her past interview with Oprah Winfrey, where Meghan described feeling isolated and emotionally overwhelmed during royal life. Because of that, some viewers felt the contrast was hard to ignore. Supporters saw her comments as proof she had finally found peace, while critics questioned whether her earlier claims now seemed inconsistent. Either way, the interview quickly became a massive talking point online. Samantha Markle has strong opinions about all of this, but the real online explosion started when Meghan brought up her son Archie during the interview. Meghan shared that Archie was about to lose his first tooth and said she hoped she could get home in time to see it happen. The crowd loved the comment, and headlines instantly pushed the sweet mom moment angle.
I think a confession for you today that I could very comfortably say is I'm the happiest that I've ever been. And that part, to have a partner and a husband who is just so supportive, and to have healthy kids that are so joyful in the freeness of their life and the safety of their life that we create for them. Of all the things that have happened in my life, I never would have imagined getting here at this point. I would feel just so happy and grateful, and I really do.
Stories about Archie's milestone quickly spread across entertainment sites and social media. But critics noticed something else right away. Earlier that same morning, Prince Louis's birthday photos had already gone viral, and one detail everybody kept talking about was his missing front teeth. So when Meghan suddenly mentioned Archie losing a tooth just hours later on a huge public stage, royal commentators immediately questioned the timing. Some people called it a harmless coincidence, while others believed it looked way too perfectly lined up to ignore. Either way, Meghan's comments placed her right back into the same royal news cycle dominating headlines that day. Samantha Markle says none of this was accidental, and plenty of royal critics agree with her. As Meghan's half-sister, Samantha claims she has watched this behavior pattern for years, from Meghan's Hollywood rise all the way to royal fame. Over time, Samantha has repeatedly criticized Meghan in public. Some people dismiss her as jealous or bitter, but her supporters argue she has correctly predicted several controversies before they exploded online. After the Louis birthday situation, Samantha reportedly wasn't shocked at all. According to her, Meghan has a habit of stepping into moments already getting major attention and finding ways to connect herself to the conversation. Critics say the strategy is usually subtle, not loud or obvious. Instead, they believe it happens through carefully timed appearances, emotional personal stories, or comments that mirror whatever topic is already dominating headlines. That's why Meghan mentioning Archie's tooth on the same day Louis's missing teeth became global news instantly raised eyebrows among royal watchers online. Samantha Markle believes Meghan's comment about Archie's tooth was far from random. In her view, bringing up a child losing a tooth on the exact day Prince Louis's gap-toothed birthday photos went viral looked like a calculated move to pull attention back into Meghan's direction.
Of course, she's absolutely at peak happiness, Dan. This is a woman that was being written out of suits, that was running out of time in being able to get other acting roles.
She knows how to turn on the tears, or she knows how to pretend to be happy, whereas Harry, he can't fake it.
Critics say this fits a much bigger pattern they've noticed over the years. According to royal watchers, major Meghan and Harry moments often seem to land during huge royal events or sensitive family situations. People still point to the announcement that Harry and Meghan were stepping back from royal duties, which reportedly caught the palace off guard and created instant chaos in the headlines. Others mention the Oprah interview airing while Prince Philip was seriously ill, as well as the Netflix documentary dropping during Princess Catherine's first major solo overseas trip. Supporters call the timing unfortunate, while critics insist it keeps happening too often to ignore. Princess Catherine's Boston trip was getting amazing press coverage in America and looked like a huge success. But critics say the spotlight shifted fast once Netflix released major Sussex content during the same week. People who follow royal drama closely argue this keeps happening again and again. Samantha Markle believes the Prince Louis birthday situation was just another example in a long pattern of attention-grabbing timing. Another person drawing attention lately is Prince Harry himself. He attended the New York summit beside Meghan, but most viewers noticed one thing right away: the entire event revolved around her. Commentators say Harry, once the biggest royal headline in the world, now seems pushed into the background. At public events, he often stands quietly beside Meghan while she takes center stage. One royal commentator even claimed Harry has become the spare once again, only this time inside his own marriage. Prince Harry once said he left royal life because he felt pushed aside and stuck in a secondary role behind Prince William. But at the New York summit, critics noticed a different dynamic unfolding. Harry stood quietly beside Meghan, smiling and applauding while she remained the clear focus of the event. Some commentators even questioned whether he truly looked happy in the background spotlight he once claimed to hate. Royal watchers also say Meghan's appearance was much bigger than a simple interview. They believe it was a carefully planned PR move during a major rebuilding phase for her public image. At the time, Meghan's Netflix projects had received mixed reactions online. Her lifestyle brand launch also sparked both support and heavy mockery across social media, while her podcast was still trying to gain momentum. The Time 100 Summit gave Meghan exactly the kind of high-profile stage she needed. Big celebrities, business leaders, and powerful executives were all there, helping place her back into elite headlines. Critics say every message in the interview seemed designed to answer public doubts. Meghan described herself as happy, grateful, thriving, and focused on motherhood, all points supporters praised, while skeptics viewed them as image repair during a difficult media period. Royal commentators say the Archie tooth story was Meghan's smartest move of the entire event. It sounded sweet, impossible to attack directly, and instantly connected her name to the royal conversation already dominating headlines that morning. Critics argue the bigger issue is whether Meghan's public image always matches reality behind the scenes. Samantha Markle and other royal watchers claim Meghan presents herself as constantly hands-on with her children, while also managing an intense schedule packed with media projects and public appearances. During the summit, Meghan spoke emotionally about wanting to be home for Archie's milestone moment, and the audience loved it. The comment helped strengthen her image as a caring, devoted mother, balancing family life with public success. But skeptics pointed to her busy year filled with podcast work, Netflix filming, brand launches, galas, and repeated travel, arguing the picture may not be as simple as it appears online. Archie and Lilibet rarely appear in public, and when they do, it's usually through carefully controlled photos or brief stories shared during interviews. Critics say the children are kept mostly private while still being used to support Meghan's public image as a devoted mother. Samantha Markle has repeatedly claimed Meghan is highly skilled at presenting warmth and emotional connection in public. According to Samantha, there is often strategy behind how family stories are shared with the media. Still, many people believe the most important part of this story is the children themselves. Archie is 6 and Lilibet is only 3. They never chose the constant attention, the family drama, or the public debates surrounding their lives. Since before Archie was even born, the children have been pulled into non-stop royal headlines. Discussions about titles, family relationships, and comments made during the Oprah interview all place them at the center of controversies they are far too young to understand. Archie is only 6 years old, yet critics say he has already become part of a public battle between adults surrounding the royal family. What should have been a small, normal childhood moment, losing a tooth, suddenly became headline material during a major media event. Commentators argue Meghan's mention of Archie during the summit did not feel random. They believe it was carefully timed to connect with the royal conversation already exploding online that morning. Critics also point out that one day Archie will grow up and see these headlines for himself. He'll be able to read how personal childhood moments became global talking points tied to royal drama and media strategy. Meanwhile, Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace continue staying silent about situations like this. Royal insiders say that's intentional because publicly responding would only create bigger headlines and give the Sussexes even more attention and relevance in the ongoing media cycle. Prince William and Princess Catherine released Prince Louis's birthday photos, celebrated quietly, and never publicly reacted to the New York headlines. Many royal commentators saw that silence as a sign of restraint and dignity. Still, insiders believe palace staff absolutely noticed the timing of Meghan's appearance and the media attention surrounding it. According to people close to the monarchy, the royal institution has survived far bigger crises over the past 1,000 years and is expected to survive this one too. At the same time, critics say tensions and personal wounds inside the family are still very real behind closed doors. Samantha Markle argues this latest controversy fits a much larger pattern she has talked about for years. In interviews and public comments, she has repeatedly claimed Meghan has a strong need to stay at the center of major public conversations and media narratives. Samantha Markle says Meghan's need for attention is not occasional. She believes it's a core part of her personality. According to Samantha, Meghan grew up in an environment where attention, praise, and performance were deeply connected to validation and acceptance. Samantha argues those habits never disappeared once Meghan became famous. In fact, she believes the behavior became even stronger once global media attention entered the picture. The most controversial part of Samantha's claim is that Meghan may not even realize she's doing it. Samantha suggests the instinct to redirect attention toward herself could be automatic rather than fully planned. Of course, nobody outside the royal family truly knows what private conversations or feelings exist behind palace walls. We can't say for certain how King Charles or Prince William react to these situations personally. What does seem clear, according to royal insiders and commentators, is that the relationship between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family still appears deeply damaged, with no obvious end to the tension anytime soon. The royal reunion many people once hoped for still hasn't happened, and with every passing year, it seems even less likely. Reports suggest King Charles still cares deeply about Prince Harry, but insiders say the pain and frustration inside the family remains serious. According to palace sources, any real reconciliation would likely require Harry to reconnect with royal duties in Britain and step away from the constant public criticism aimed at the monarchy. Right now, that seems far away. Harry and Meghan have built a life in California, and much of their public image centers around leaving royal life behind and telling their side of the story. Critics argue that returning to the royal fold could weaken the narrative the Sussexes have spent years defending in interviews, documentaries, and public appearances. To many royal watchers, the Prince Louis birthday controversy reflects the larger Sussex story itself. Two very different worlds constantly colliding in public view. On one side, royal fans saw the traditional image of the monarchy, a simple birthday photo of Prince Louis smiling on a log in the countryside, creating a quiet moment of joy without needing speeches or headlines. On the other side was Meghan Markle in New York, stepping onto a major stage with a polished message about happiness, family, and motherhood while her name entered the same trending conversation as Louis's birthday. Samantha Markle believes that overlap was no accident. Meghan, however, would almost certainly disagree with that entire claim. Supporters would argue she was simply attending an event, speaking honestly about her life, and sharing a normal story about her son. Still, critics say the same timing patterns keep repeating whenever attention shifts toward other members of the royal family. That's why many royal watchers found the situation difficult to ignore. Samantha has reportedly never believed these moments happen by chance. To her, this latest controversy fit a pattern she says has existed for years. Meanwhile, Prince Louis simply celebrated turning 7 with family, birthday cake, and the kind of happy childhood memories his parents will likely treasure forever. Around that same week in Montecito, Archie Harrison reportedly experienced his own sweet childhood milestone, a visit from the tooth fairy after losing his first tooth. A small, private family moment suddenly became global news after Meghan shared it publicly on stage. 2 young boys, 2 missing teeth, and 2 completely different lives growing up under non-stop royal attention. Meghan has never confirmed the motives critics attach to moments like this. But Samantha Markle continues standing by her belief that Meghan has always known how to keep attention centered on herself, especially during major royal headlines. Supporters see Meghan as a woman protecting her story and building her brand. Critics see calculated media strategy. Either way, the debate around the Sussexes shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, share this video, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.